What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I didn't really need to do a review tonight of Loving You Is Wrong. I'm only doing this because I did one for you last week that you don't know about. And when I saw the playbacks, it was a very good review. It was funny, but I hated it because I looked like a pterodactyl. I still look like a pterodactyl. But anyway, and I promise you, I watched it so many times through. I'm like, maybe. But it's not like a picture that somebody's going to put in a drawer, you know? There's millions and millions of people that are on YouTube. And you just can't have something like that out there in perpetuity when you just don't... Even if you still look like some bullshit, which I do now, but I feel okay. That's what's important, you know? So, so for that reason, I'm doing this one tonight because I figure I can touch on last week's and also criticize this week's. And I need to first fire wardrobe because I don't have my bracelet of power and strength. I can't work like this. All right. Anyway, first of all, tonight's episode was called The Porch Light. Okay, what am I hearing? All right. If production can't get it together, then we can just all go home. Let's not do a show. Let's not do it. Let's just not even do it. All right. Anyway, so it should have been called Slut Speranza. To my crew, y'all know we have a policy. If you're somebody that's new, we have a policy on the channel with this show. Anytime you mention Esperanza, you have to like jack up her name some kind of way. So we've called her the burrito, the tortilla, the quesadilla, the guacamole, the flan. Just like jack her up. So anytime type of comment when you mention her, just like use anything, you feel me? But you can also use this one, Slut Speranza, because one of my things that I don't like about her since the inception of the show is now she's a curvy Latina, that's fine. But since the show's inception, I've been critical about everything she wears is this much material and it's too tight. It's too damn tight. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. And always flaunting like she doesn't want Eddie, but every time you turn around, she's in Eddie's face. She's got her titties up in his face. Edward, get away. Edward, fuck you, slutty ass whore. You know you want Edward. And then now this thing has developed between her and Steven, which also makes me sick. But tonight was just over the top with it because what is Tyler doing, you guys, with these overly sexual themes to the shows now? You know? What's going on with that? What's going on, Tyler? You know? Is there some latent desires that you are secretly expressing, Tyler, that you'd like to maybe put in a book instead of any of your shows? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a psychotherapist, but I do have questions, as it were. But alas. Anyways, by the way, the show is so dowdy, you guys, that's why I didn't even give you a big production tonight with an opener, all right? I'll probably give it to you next week, you know? But at least we got the one for the haves and have-nots back. I gave you guys the full masterclass, you know. But this thing with Esperanza and get on your knees, you know, with Steven. And laying there in the, you know, Victoria's Secret negligee when he walked in. And it's all too much. Like, if this is the only thing they can do with her character, we don't need Esperanza on the show. We don't need that character. Because what's going on in her life that's significant? Nothing. You could show her mothering her daughter. You let that be its own thing, you know, instead of being Slut Speranza and just, you know what I mean? It's all too much, you guys. Now, damn it, it's all too much. But that, and then last week it was the Eddie being tied up in the bondage stuff, and Larry being sort of, and Randall, because I called this at the beginning of the show's inception. I go, is Randall, does he got a little bit of sugar in his tank or something? I mean, like, what's really, I just, something said that to me. But the one that I really thought it was going to turn out to be was Travis. But thank God almighty, Travis is finally dead, everybody. He's finally dead. He's finally dead. Now, grant you, I wanted a bus to take him out and drag him at least 16 blocks, but I'll take what I can get. I'll take what I can get. So Travis is dead, bitches. Yes, finally. Because, well, they didn't say it tonight, but they teased it for next week. You see? Oh, yes. So the whole bondage thing with Eddie and Randall and Larry was all too much for me. I mean, that was just even uncomfortable to even physically watch. I didn't like it. I didn't need it. I didn't appreciate it. No sighting yet of Justice and the Children of the Corn. I'm okay with that. Oh, here's something I want to say to you guys before I forget right now. The guy that played fake ass Kelly's attorney, Ian, my sister went to Morgan State with him. She doesn't even watch the show, and but when she became aware of him, she called me and she was like, yeah, you know the dude that's on that show, that I went to Morgan State with him. I'm like, whoa. Because when she used to go to Morgan, I used to go up to visit her. But yeah. So, and you guys have seen my nephew, so his mother, that they went to Morgan together. Yeah, so she knows him. So we have an inside track, everybody. I thought that would just be interesting to share with you. But I'm dancing around, you guys, because there's some juicy things I want to get into, but I want to get some of the peripheral stuff out of the way first, and then like the shit that don't matter first, just. But so I didn't need that, and I guess now, and also they didn't answer the question, because remember last week Eddie shot at Larry. He grabbed Big Lou's gun, you know what I'm saying? And Big Lou was hurt about that, y'all. Y'all know Big Lou's my homeboy from back in the day, cuz. Back in the day, nigga. Back in the day, cuz. Back in the day, cuz. And stuff. But, so, no mention of that tonight. Just Larry is fine, and there is Randall and Larry laid up like two lovers. Where'd the bullet go? What happened? Nothing. You see, it lacks believability, man. Tyler, you need to cleanse. That's what you need to do. You need to cleanse. Understand that. So they didn't address that. And I'm over Alex's ass. No, I don't believe you. Like, remember last week she goes, is this how it's going to be now? I tell you the truth and you decide whether or not you want to believe me or not. Yes, dumb white bitch, because you are a fucking liar and you're the one who put yourself in this box. You see? So act all brand new and astonished and shocked and amazed that now I have to doubt shit that you say. Oh my God, Alex needs to be the next one to die. I'm arranging that. I'm writing the scene, everybody. I'm writing the scene. Eddie comes back. She goes next door to say something else to Randall yet again because she can't keep her ass away from over there. All right. But she doesn't know that Eddie is there. And Eddie secretly turns around. The gun goes off, hits her directly in the center of the forehead, and down goes Alex, and we're done with her. I like it. Get me Tyler. I like it. So that will happen in this season. All right. Just look for that, everybody. Remember, I write, direct, and produce on this show. I'm 8-time Oscar, 8-time Emmy, 3-time Grammy, 6-time Golden Globe. Because I just got 2 more Golden Globes the other week, you guys. So... yeah, thanks. You guys are amazing. Thank you. All right. Anyway, so, yeah. Now, I also want to talk about uh, this issue of Marcy and the pregnancy and Randall and his bullshit because, excuse you, Randall, he's psychotic, dude. You don't get to say nothing. First of all, you like dudes. Second of all, you got a baby on the way or had a baby by this stank ass JCPenney's ass bitch. And you still having an issue with Marcy? No. I can't, dude. I can't. I can't. I can't. But here's the thing that really got me, you guys. Because y'all know I cannot stand the fuck out of Kelly's ass anyway. And I'm glad the bitch is under arrest. And that's what she gets. Because understand this, ladies. Once you get with the Jedi and you disrespect me, when you straight disrespect me, you feel me? When you straight cheat on me and straight disrespect me, bad things happen. So that's ask any females that have been with me. So I'm saying that bad things happen. So I'm saying bad things happen. You know what I'm saying? Only problems know you. You know what I'm saying? Only problems know you. So I'm saying I wish I could help you. It's nothing I could do. But here's the thing that got me. You're supposed to be in shock, Kelly. How did you go from being a woman that is just a regular person? Now, if you're in shock, you don't act like you some confused schizophrenic crackhead who's on drugs and alcohol. You see, she's supposed to be in shock, everybody, that this is her life. All this is happening to her. That she actually shot Travis. So, shock looks like this, everybody. Remember, 8-time Oscar, 8-time Emmy, 3-time Grammy, 6-time Golden Globe. This is shock. Oh my God. You see? There'd be a lot of hair. There'd be a lot of this. If I'm directing, I'd be like, more hair, give me more hair. You see? She'd be doing a lot of this. And looking at her girls, looking at Natalie and them, like, I can't believe this. Like, oh my God. That's being in shock. Not, huh? What's the ABC? What Master want? My name? Kelly? I killed them. I opened the door. I let it. I don't think we're going to be able to use you for this production, ma'am. All right, next. All right. Let's bring in Jodie Foster. You see, so the acting on the part of this actress is absolutely disgusting and sickening to me as a seasoned actor, as an Oscar winner, as an Emmy winner, as a Golden Globe winner, as someone who has taught acting for the last 20, 30 years. I can critique and say this was some bullshit. This was the worst thing ever. It's just bad. It's just bad. And I was a little surprised at the collusion now with Larry, you see, and he's willing to bury his sister over a fake ass house of death. You see, because of the church. I'm over that. Y'all don't want me to preach in this episode. You don't want me to preach. You don't want me to. You don't even want me here. You don't want me here. You don't want me here. You don't want that. You don't want that. So you don't want that. But I really don't have a whole lot to say in this review, you guys, because I still like the show. It is slow right now. I think they're spending way too much time on storylines and scenes that they don't need to be. But as I always tell you, Tyler is inferior to me. He's not the writer, director, producer that I am. He just doesn't have the pedigree to be trying to carry off shows like this. In a word, he's a fraud. I've said it. I mean, I have to call it. I have to call it as I see it. I have to call it as I see it. So, it's a little slow. And, like I say, there's some things they're skipping over. They didn't address the gunshot of Larry being shot or not shot. they didn't, you know, I can't even remember now because it's just so, but it has potential though, real potential, because even like even Larry and Ian, like when Larry came out of there and got, first of all, that car, dude, I'm not even a car person. I'm like, yeah, and I started imagining like this whole show of these two black attorneys being represented in a way that we've never would have our people represented in that role. Because the way they're playing those two roles, I love it. They're just two brothers that happen to be really successful lawyers. So, because a lot of times we have black people in roles like that, and you can tell like they seem like they ain't used to nothing good, or or they're being overly flashy, or you know, it's way too much briefcase and fixing the tie and trying to continuously look, you know, it just doesn't flow. It doesn't feel authentic and natural. But these guys, I believe them as attorneys. Just, I could see a whole show of just them. But they would be kind of crooked and underhanded. But they, you know, this huge success, this successful law firm, and da 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 da. And the fact that Larry is the senior attorney, you know, that's tight, you know. But that car was tight, man. I'm like, yeah, that's that whole look. Him in it and the car. That he's an attorney, a senior partner, or the senior attorney, and that's what he drives. That's believable. Oh, I hope you can understand that. I hope you can see what I see, man. Oh, man. I like it. Anyway, so I see a potential show there. I also see where they could go ahead and let Marcy and Ian just go ahead and get together. Just do the damn thing. You see what I'm saying? She loses the baby last minute. They've kind of laid foundation for that already. Somebody's calling me during production. This is not happening. All right, stop camera. Stop camera. Stop camera now. All right, are they completely out of the building now? All right, good. Bolt the doors. I can't work like this. I can't work like this. I can't work like this. Anyway, sorry about the disturbance, everybody, but I promise you that won't be happening ever again. So, alas. So they kind of alluded to that tonight because of the shade that Randall threw to Marcy. He goes, you know, you might be, basically, I'm paraphrasing, you might be pregnant, but you know, your history is that you normally aren't able to carry babies to term, suggesting she might lose the baby. So they could play on that. Marcy does end up losing the baby, unfortunately, but not so much. And then her and Ian end up as a cozy little item, and then later down the road in another season, they are pregnant. You see? So, you know, there's some potential there. I'm sick and tired of Brad and Alex. You guys remember that I didn't even want her to ever go back, him to ever go back to her. Like, don't take the bitch back. Don't. You know? And I'm sick that he went back, you know, because they're going to have to continue to play this distrust thing, or they're just going to have to do an episode where it's 10 years later or something, like all that never happened and it's totally different time now or something, you know, because otherwise it's just going to be her standing around with dumb looks on her face with that stringy fucking hair, looking like the waitress that she is, and not being believable, in dowdy outfits and all of it, and there'll be no real oomph to the storyline. I see that falling off. I don't see a long-term storyline there. I just that the audience would stick around for. I wouldn't. So I don't see it. I just don't see it. You can still play with the Randall thing as far as him just being an asshole in general and fucking up people's lives. Yeah. Whatever, you know. Let's bring back Jackie. You see what I'm saying? Tiffany Haddish. Let's develop Natalie's character more. You see what I'm saying? Let's go back to her and Lou. You feel me? And things like that. I mean, the Travis thing was a nice little distraction because he pissed us off all the seasons up till now. But now his bitch ass is finally dead, and no, I don't have to watch that damn mole anymore. But now what? You know? So here's what I think we're going to do going forward, troops. we're gonna review the haves and the have-nots every Tuesday night. I'm not sure when Queen Sugar comes back, but y'all know Queen Sugar takes precedent over every damn thing. It just does. We will be here for that. But with this show, we're going to play it by ear. So a night like tonight, there wouldn't have been no review. If you don't see me, you just know, yep, the Jedi know it was some bullshit. We all know it was some bullshit. Nothing to talk about. Whatever. Unless it is some bullshit and there's just something, maybe there might have been one thing in that episode that I wanted to talk about or something, or something. Because this just wasn't, I don't hate the show. I didn't even really hate the episode, but this is part of critiquing and reviewing a show. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Tonight it's down, and so we just have to, evaluate it for that. It was just, there was nothing going on. I don't need Esperanza anymore. Where's Claudia? She just kind of vanished. Remember, that's Big Lou's FBI partner. Where's Claudia? Why aren't we dealing with Pete? Remember, Pete is still in the picture. You see? And the fucker, Julius, and the fucker that's on pills. That is Eddie's little butt boy. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And we know Eddie's got some sugar in his tank. Because remember, there was that episode a few seasons back where he had something in his bed. Remember? That was the episode where when Esperanza came home and she threw it out. And then or maybe he had already thrown the person out before Esperanza got home. And then she was bitching because the perfume... She was throwing the perfume at him and threw the bottle and broke the glass or something like that because she was like, that's not my perfume. That's not what I wear. So Eddie definitely dips on both sides of the fence. And this was more about embarrassment than anything. So that I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Steven, remember we thought he was soft, but I guess they're trying to say he's not. Because he's with Slut Speranza. But he was the real suspect there for a while. Especially my YouTube baby sister. She was on him like, nah, Shout out to you, Jada. Jada Frazier, y'all. But, man... So I just don't know where we go with the show. On this channel, we're just going to play it by ear, y'all. If it's a good episode, we do something. If it's not, we not. Maybe it'll be better next week because now Kelly is being rearrested because Travis has died finally. Thank the stars. And that's why she's being booked for murder. And that will be interesting, but also annoying if she does not change up her acting style. If she's still doing the, no. This is the same woman that was, out of my face, Travis. Get out of my face, Travis. What? And all the shit. You see, we need this. Not. I can't. So I'm saying, are you in shock or do you have Alzheimer's? We just don't. Could you define that for us, ma'am? If you could just let the judges know, if we could just, I can't, dude. I can't. So, I'm not going to take up any more of your time or mine, you guys. But I also wanted to come and do something because I didn't do anything, because I didn't release my video from last week to you. So yeah. So we leave it here and we hope for a better episode next week. Until then, I love you guys all for listening and watching. I'll see you soon. This is the Jedi.